Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2019 Telluride 250RES. I really like this fifth wheel. It has a nice layout, plus it's fairly lightweight. This particular unit comes in at 7,777 pounds, lots of sevens, and it's just under 31 foot long. So, if you're looking for a little bit shorter fifth wheel with some higher end amenities, this is one you're going to want to pay attention to. Let's start off right over here on the kitchen, talking about high-end amenities. Look at this. You have gorgeous solid surface countertops. This is something that is tough to accomplish when you have a lightweight fifth wheel, but I really like the fact that, they pinpointed what kind of makes what makes an RV have that pop, that appeal. And for me, I think solid surface countertops is definitely one of those big ones. They also did something a little different. They gave you the sink top covers. They went with wood, which are cool because these are great cutting boards, and again, they look nicer than the plastic. So I certainly do appreciate that. You can flip it over again, just use one side for your cutting board. That way all your knife marks are here in the one side. But when we take that off, you'll see the double bowl undermount sink. Obviously, they can undermount it because they have these solid surface countertops there. And then you have the high-rise pull-out faucet. So it pulls out just like so. Not only does this make it easier to wash and rinse dishes, but also one of the things I like to do when I'm camping is I'll use this to take my Keurig with me, put it right over here. You can actually take this and just fill up your water basin right there without ever having to take it out. Just little things like that. I really appreciate the pull-out faucet for it. Pretty handy. Coming over to the side right here, you have your 3-burner cooktop. Again, this is recessed with the glass cover, so just like your sink top cover, you have great prep space here. This folds up and back to double as a backsplash, just like that. And again, that'll reveal your 3 burners. The front one there being high output. If we take a look along the back, you see the nice tile backsplash there. More for aesthetics than anything else, but it is actual tile. A lot of manufacturers are going to stickers. That is real tile right there. So, as I mentioned, just some of those nicer amenities that they put in here. The oven underneath, if you'd like to do some baking while you're camping, you have the capability to do that. Big drawer underneath that, perfect for pots and pans right here. Because of the depth you get, you can put some of those larger pans in there. Over to this side, they give you a dedicated place for a trash can. I like that. You don't have to worry about where to put it. You know exactly where it goes. Right here, you have a couple pull-out full extension ball bearing drawers. You'll notice it has the dividers already in here for your flatware. And then take a look at this. This is pretty cool too, folks. This folds back just like so, folds forward just like that. So that way you have kind of a double storage compartment, which is pretty darn neat. Make our way over down to the side here. You will notice you have an electrical outlet right here on the side. So if you need to plug anything in over on this side, you can. And then coming right over here to the front. We open that up, you will notice that you have good storage right up here too. Personally, I'd probably use that bottom one for shoe storage, but whatever you want to do is of course up to you. We take a look at the cabinets up top. Right underneath here, you do have another electrical outlet. So as I mentioned, I'd put my coffee maker right over here. Kind of a natural spot for it. LED light there to help lighten things up. You also have the big window. Storage all the way across the top with the tinted glass. I like the manufacturers help break up the wood look a little bit, and the glass definitely assists in that. And then moving over, you have this right up top here, storage. You'll notice it does have the strut on there because it's an overhead door, so easy one-hand access. This one is a little bit higher. You will need a step stool more than likely to reach it unless you're a really tall person. The cool thing about this camper, folks, it actually comes with the step stool. I'll show you in just a moment. Microwave right over here, fully functional hood right underneath with both a light and a fan. And then you have the Dometic fridge freezer combo. You can see you have great space there, the cutout for some taller items. This unit does run off both propane and electric, also has automatic switchover. Right up top here, again, as I mentioned with the other one, you probably want a step stool here, and again, the strut, but good extra storage up there. And then rounding out our kitchen space is the pantry. Nice deep pantry here, so plenty of room for your cups, your bowls, as well as a lot of your food items. And then you're wondering, well, what is this guy right here? Take a look at this, folks. This is cool. You pull this out, has a couple handles on here, hollow underneath. This is your step stool. So that way you can take this, move it right over here. You can step on this guy, just like that. That'll allow you to get in there to be able to access some of those taller items. So I think this is pretty cool. It is something that's simple. I'm sure it didn't cost the manufacturer a ton of money, but it does just kind of, go to show that they are thinking of the consumer and some of the consumer wants and needs. So I think that's a cool idea. Then right over here is the entertainment center. Again, you have the tinted glass up top. Good storage space up there too. You can see how nice and deep that is up there. You know, I wouldn't put anything too terribly heavy up there, but you know, if you have like sleeping bags, pillows, extra bedding, things like that that are larger, that's a great space for them. TV right underneath that. Cool thing about this, folks, is take a look at this. This actually swings open. You have storage all the way back here. Of course, here's the box for the TV, but as you can see, that is, again, a great extra storage area. And it is tucked away, so anything that you really don't want to be seen, per se, you can hide right back there, and most people won't even know that that opens. Multimedia center right underneath. This unit is a DVD player. It's already wired up to the TV, which is great, so pop a movie in, you're good to go. Speakers on the side there for better sound quality. And underneath is your fireplace. Cool thing about this, not only does it look really nice, but folks, this is an electric space heater. So if you have shore power, you just kind of want to take the chill off in this living space, you don't want to turn on your furnace and burn up your propane, turn this guy on. It'll do a pretty good job of, again, just helping to take that chill off in this main living area. Right in the back here, you kind of have almost like this hutch space area, which is pretty neat. You know, it gives you a great spot if you want some extra decorations or something right here, you can do that. You also have some plug-ins over here, as well as a couple of USB ports. Storage up top with the tinted glass, again, strut supports. And then underneath, take a look at that. You have great extra storage right down there. You know, it's amazing what they've done for such a small floor plan on how much space or how much storage space they've been able to give you in this area. Right over here is the sofa. Cool thing about this, folks, it is extremely comfortable. It is a tri-fold sofa. It's not only is it comfortable to sit on, it's also comfortable to sleep on. Folds right out. You use the couch cushions themselves. It's basically what you'll sleep on. You can see this right here, so you can see how that has some give. That way, you know, it's a little bit more comfortable bed than what a lot of guests are used to, rather than your traditional pull-out where you have like a big bar, you know, that's right in the middle of your back, or air mesh deflates on you. You don't have to worry about it with this guy right here. Plus, you have a great viewing angle right across the TV, which is pretty great. Speaking of that, one thing I do want to talk about, if we take a look at the ceiling real quick, we'll notice a couple things up here. One, they did the wood strips instead of white tape, which helps break the look a little bit nicer. You have a vent here as well for airflow. Want to open up some windows, you can do that. But the reason I want to talk about it mainly, folks, is the AC. What you'll notice is rather than having the big white box here, you have air intakes up front. That's because this unit has a quiet, cool AC. That is something you almost never see on a fifth wheel this size. Generally, you have to get into your, you know, full profile fifth wheels, your $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 fifth wheels to be able to get that. So again, I love the fact they put that in here. Because while you're sitting here watching TV, you can actually hear it. You can have conversation without having to yell at each other. It's pretty great. Rounding out this super slide, though, is your freestanding table and chairs. Now, they do have covers on here that come from the manufacturer. This is what the actual chair backs look like. But obviously, you know, we want to keep these on here just to help them keep protected during transportation. But what's great about these is having a table and chairs is, one, I think it helps give it a kind of higher end look. Two, you don't really need the storage because you have it everywhere else. You know, the storage you normally get in a dinette, not really losing out there. You have the sleeping space in the form of a couch. So this is a great option. Makes it easier to be able to get in and out here, you know, rather than dinette, it's not fixed. Plus, you do have a little bit of storage underneath the chairs here. Open that up for you so you can take a look, folks. I know it's not a ton, but you know, it's a great spot for like placemats, or, you know, I've seen some people put like cards in there, or, you know, paper plates, things like that. Things that are just small and easy to get to. You know, it's better than having nothing at all. Last thing I want to touch on is this right up here. You have a big mirror. You know, while this is nice, I can sit here and stare at myself. More importantly, helps open up the camper a little bit, makes it seem a little bit bigger when you're sitting here and looking at the reflection, essentially. And then underneath, what they have is coat hooks. So you can come in, hang up your jackets right here. As I mentioned, you can use that bottom section underneath the kitchen there for shoes. So that way you don't have all the stuff just sitting out and you have a place for it. As we step into the bathroom, you'll notice there are two entrances and exits. One into the main living area, the other one here into the master bedroom. Right by your main entry is your foot flush lever toilet. Folks, it is a porcelain bowl, so it's easy to clean. And as you can see, I have plenty of room here, both in the legs, also in the shoulders. I'm a fairly wide guy in the shoulders here, and I have sufficient room, so you have to appreciate that. Over to this side is our neo-angle shower. This one does have your doors in the roller track. It is magnetic as well, so when you shut it, that way it doesn't just open back up on you. You also have a travel lock here. The thing I really appreciate about this is that when you're done showering, right, the doors are closed, you're done showering, you open it up, All the water runs down the doors into the shower pan, unlike having like a swing door or curtain where you tend to get a lot of water on the floor. Also, I'll take a step in here. You can see I have plenty of headroom. Also has a skylight up top for some additional light in here. And if you're a super tall person, it does give you the additional height there. I'm about 6 foot, and as you can see, I have plenty of space. Even if you're 6'4", 6'5", you can probably still shower in here, no problem. You also have the hand wand right there, as well as a shelf behind me. Speaking of behind me, if we take a look over here, this is pretty great. So this is in the bedroom wardrobe slide, but what you'll notice is the door for the bedroom closes off right here, giving this a dedicated space basically for the bathroom. The thing I like about this is you can hang your clothes up right here, because as you can see, it's a pretty large bathroom, so this gives you great space to be able to change. So you can grab your clothes, change right in here, you know, put like a little laundry basket right down here, something for dirty clothes hamper. I think that's pretty cool. Over here to the side is your sink top and vanity. You have a big mirrored medicine cabinet up top. You got storage behind that. Drop down a level here, your hand towel ring, electrical outlet, stainless steel undermount bowl. That's really cool. You also have some countertop space over to the side, so you have a spot to put your toothbrush or set your hair dryer down, your curling iron, and stuff like that. And then you have additional storage here underneath. So we make our way into the bedroom here. You will see right in the center is your residential 60 by 80 queen size bed. You'll also notice you do have storage underneath. It is strut supported, so it's very easy to get in there. Pretty good storage area underneath though, so if you have some larger items, not a bad spot to put them. On either side, you have big nightstands. I really love that, you know, so if you have like a glass of water at night or CPAP machine, something like that, you have a spot to put it. You also have a drawer there as well as a cubby hole underneath. Now underneath the wardrobe up above, you can't really notice, but there is an electrical outlet on both sides. One of the sides has a couple USB ports there as well, so a couple different ways to plug in electronics. Right up above that is the wardrobe itself. You have that on both sides. Kind of a short wardrobe, but as I mentioned, you do have the really tall one in the bathroom there. Storage going across the top too. Right over here, you have a big dresser. You'll see the window up top with 9 drawers underneath, so plenty of storage space there for some of your other items that you can't fit in the wardrobe. Electrical outlet right down here too, so a couple electrical outlets in here. You'll also see you have a vent up top if you want some airflow and you don't want to turn on the AC. And lastly, if you want a TV, they did put a backer in the wall, so you know exactly where to mount it. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a quick look at some of the outside features. You do have the painted front cap here with the LED light on the front for that extra aesthetic piece at night. We drop down underneath. You will see the front storage compartment here. It is fairly clean, decent wire management. You'll see it's kind of all over in the corner there where your battery is. You'll also notice the battery disconnect switch is located there too. It's fantastic. You can just flip that and kill all power to the camper when not in use. Over to the side, you also have solar prep. So folks, if you plan on doing some boondocking and you want solar, all you have to do is buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, and it will trickle charge your battery, as again, it is already pre-wired. We take a look at the side here. Folks, take a look at the size of this awning. You have a massive power awning on here, which is fantastic. Touch a button to roll that guy out. Same thing to have it go right back in. It also has the LED light strip underneath, and you have speakers in the head of the awning. So the purpose there is obviously when it's up like that, it's playing music like it normally would with speakers. But when you extend the awning out, it actually has the music playing down on your campsite rather than out at your neighbors, which is pretty darn cool. Right over here is one of your 3 propane tanks. This one has a 20-pounder here. You have 2 more 20-pounders on the other side. And then here is your storage. Notice it does have a covered hinge, slam latch, and is magnetic. And if we take a look in there, you will see that this is pretty good storage. You know, it's pretty clean. You only have one pipe really running through. You also have these side compartments right here. You'll notice that you have a LED light there. That one is a motion sensor. So if you set it for the motion sensor, when you flip this open, go to reach in there, it'll turn on. You also have TV hookups there. So if you want a TV outside, that's where you'll hook them up at. Also, as far as electric, you have a couple electrical outlets right here. If you need to plug anything else in, that'll be the spot to do it. 3 foldable steps in order to get into the coach. You'll notice they do have the aluminum treads on there. The advantage of that, folks, is aluminum doesn't rust, so they'll stay looking nice for you. You also have the rubber grip strips on there, so if it's wet after rain or morning dew, you're going to have good traction. You're not going to slip and fall. Plus, you have this large foldable grab handle here, so that way you have extra control when entering or exiting the RV. Making my way back a little bit further here, this one does have the climate package on there, so it is good for extended season camping. 3-year structural warranty on there. Again, that's one of the current best in the industry, so you can certainly appreciate that. Making our way back a little bit further, folks, we'll see this when we go around the other side, at least the control for it, but this one does have auto level. As I mentioned, it's one of those big features, it's higher end features you normally see on your more expensive full profile fifth wheels. Some of your bigger mid profile too, but for something that's 31 foot long, having auto level on there is a fantastic feature. And one of my favorites is this right here. This is something that's a little bit tougher to get, in like a rear living or rear entertainment. A lot of times you have to go to a bunkhouse, but here you have your outside entertainment / kitchen area. So you have the TV up front or right here in the back, which I love. So if you want to watch the game or something, everyone can sit right around here. Bear in mind, all this is underneath the awning. So most of the time that isn't the case, The awning will stop before the outside kitchen, but not here. The awning goes all the way over, so you have all that coverage. Gives you a little more shade, so you're not getting the glare on the TV. You also have the outside refrigerator. Perfect for any condiments or beverages, obviously, easy to grab. Again, you have a light here with a motion sensor. You also have some good countertop space. And this is one of my favorites. Rather than just giving you a 2-burner cooktop, they put in a grill. Folks, when I'm outside, when I'm cooking, I'm generally either cooking on a fire or I'm grilling. So I love the fact they give me a grill here because in all honesty, I just don't use the cooktop a whole ton. So I certainly appreciate the grill there. Now that, if you take a look right underneath here, this one will have the propane quick connect. That is where that one will hook up to. You'll also have a second one right back here. So a couple different propane quick connect options there depending on what you want to hook up. You will see your fully enclosed underbelly there. Again, that is part of that Polar package. And as we come around to the back, you'll see this one also has a rear mounted ladder. This way you can climb up onto the fully walkable roof. You have to get up there for any kind of maintenance, which with any RV I recommend at least doing once or twice a year. Get up there, check everything out, make sure it's good. Having the ladder there makes it easy to do. Plus, if you need to get up there and brush off pine cones or sticks when you're done camping, again, gives you the capability to do that. You'll also notice up there you have backup camera prep. It's not a huge RV, but it's not small either, so having that backup camera may be a good thing for you to have. Having the prep makes it a lot easier to be installed. You have the bumper right here. This one, you can put the end caps on there, so that way if you want to put your sewer hose in there, it gives you that storage space. You also have a spare tire mounted to that. Hopefully you never have to use it, but in the event that you do, having it right back here on the bumper is probably one of the easiest places to access that. On the off-door side here, we have our terminations. Your black is right up here. Now the valve for your black tank will actually be located underneath here. You do have another gray tank. The valve for that is actually tucked away right underneath there. So that is one of your grays, and your black will be right here. This one does have a second gray tank, and that termination will be behind the rear axle. So you do have to make sure you dump both the gray tanks as well as the black there. If you come up a little bit here, you have your convenience center, which is pretty great. Everything is right here. This is your hot and cold water access for your outside shower. This one will be your black tank flush, which is fantastic. So if you need to wash out your black tank when you're done camping, which I do highly recommend doing, you'll just hook a hose up right there. This operates your water pump. And then this, you'll have the switch up top here. If it is in this orientation, that will fill your fresh water tank, or you can drop it down to fill city water. If you ever forget, there is a legend right up here, so it just kind of shows you everything is, makes it nice and easy. You also have this door prop there. When you shut this down, you will see that you have spots in order to pull your hoses through, then you can lock everything up. Cable TV satellite inlet will be right next to that. Moving over here is the other side of your pass-through storage. What I did want to show you are these two components right here. One of them is your auto level. You can see that control right there. Legend for that is directly up above it. And over to the side here, you have this unit. This is great. This is basically like a owner's manual. It's computerized, so that way, if you ever have to look anything up, this is a first spot you'll generally want to troubleshoot. There's a ton of great information on there. And then coming over one more step, we'll open this up. These are your other two 20-pound propane tanks. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2019 Telluride 250RES. If you're interested in this fifth wheel and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.